Good morning. I am Samriddhi K.C. and these are the headlines of the hour. Questions rise over government's credibility within the ruling coalition. Uncertainty fueled by conflicting statement of the leaders. Prime Minister objects to the comments of NC General Secretary. Central Bank entangled in political power sharing celebrates its anniversary without governor. Finance Minister instructs Telangana to approve Bhatt's resignation. US President Donald Trump thinks Ukraine is ready to hand over Crimea to Russia, appeals Russian president to stop the aggression and reach a ceasefire agreement. And Royal Challengers Bengaluru triumph over Delhi Capitals by 6 wickets in the ongoing Indian Premier League, climbs to the top of the table with the win. Senior leaders of the ruling Nepali Congress and CP and UML have stated that there will be no disruptions in the coalition, with both parties repeatedly affirming that the government is functioning smoothly and dismissing rumors of its collapse. However, statements from leaders within the ruling parties suggest underlying misunderstanding and mistrust, particularly as central office bearers of the Nepali Congress acknowledge issues between the coalition partners.
Ruling Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba and Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli have consistently affirmed that the coalition will remain stable. Following Deuba's return from Thailand, the two leaders spoke by phone and met on Saturday evening, reassuring each other that there would be no government reshuffle. However, just hours after the meeting, Congress spokesperson Prakash Sharan Mahat criticized the government.
अहिले धेरै असन्तुष्टि बढ्या कारण पनि नेताहरूले जुन समूह अगाडि पर्यो सबै कुरा तपाईहरुको हुन्छ भनेर भन्दै त्यसले गर्दाखेरि आशा चाहिने भन्दा ज्यादा बढ्यो अनि दिन सक्ने त सबै दिन सक्ने कुरा छैन.
Despite widespread doubts about the coalition's future, top leaders continue to insist that there are no issues. However, key officials of the Nepali Congress have contradicted this, stating that the situation is not as presented.
फोहोर सफा गर्न पोखरीमा छिरेको हुनाले गर्दा कहिलेकाहीँ बाहिरबाट हेर्दै गर्दा फोहोरै देखिन्छ. तर हामी त मिसिन गएको हो, हामी सफा गर्न गएको. हामी मिसिन. यति कुरा त हामी मिसिन. हामी त्यसको पार्ट बन्दैन.
Prime Minister Oli has repeatedly assured in every public appearance that the government will remain intact and that he plans to resign after 15 months. He has sought to reassure the public by dismissing rumors about the government's stability and emphasizing that there are no issues within the coalition.
Dollar, sarkar dhalo, aile dhalo, bhare dhalo, bholi bihanai dhalo, Sherbahadurji फर्किने बित्तिकै ढलो. शेरबहादुरजीले चिसो पानी टाउकाबाट खनाइदिएपछि फेरि छक्क परेका छन्. शेरबहादुरजी आउने बित्तिकै नडलेर के गर्ने, 2-4 दिनमा ढलिहाल्छ भनेर फेरि अर्को गीत सुरु गरेका छन्.
Amid widespread criticism regarding the government's stability, Congress President Deuba's departure to Thailand, Maoist chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal's remarks suggesting a shift in the political equation after Deuba's return, and internal criticism within the Congress have fueled doubts about the coalition future. Despite these concerns, top leaders from both parties are making efforts to dispel these uncertainties. Congress ministers participating in the government also continue to assert that the government will not collapse, though its fate remains uncertain.
होइन यो अलमल केही छैन. जुन ढंगले बाहिर सरकार अहिले ढल्यो, भोलि ढल्यो, पर्सि ढल्यो भन्ने छ, त्यो कुरामा कुनै सत्यता छैन. हाम्रो बीचमा कुनै असहमति छैन भन्ने नै नेताहरूको निष्कर्ष हो.
While top leaders maintain a unified stance, party leaders are expressing differing views. Political analysts attribute this to the need for the two parties to coexist despite significant differences. They believe the discord stems from unmet promises made during the formation of the government and the lack of consensus on addressing the current issues.
विशिष्ट राजनीतिक परिस्थितिमा कांग्रेस र एमालेको सरकार बनेको हो. यो सरकार बन्नुपर्ने राजनीतिक बाध्यता र आवश्यकता दुवै थियो, कांग्रेस र एमाले दुवैका लागि. त्यसकारणले यी पार्टीका बीचमा प्रतिस्पर्धा पनि छ, आशंका पनि छ, सहकार्य पनि छ र भोलिको निर्वाचनमा पनि प्रतिस्पर्धा हुने हो. त्यसकारणले राज्य सत्ता सञ्चालन गर्ने क्रममा सरकार सञ्चालन गर्ने क्रममा चाहिँ के भन्दा कतिपय सन्दर्भमा चाहिँ दुई पार्टीका बिचमा फरक दृष्टिकोणहरू आउनु अथवा कतिपय सन्दर्भमा चाहिँ विरोधाभासपूर्ण विचारहरू आउनु स्वाभाविक हो। मेरो विचारमा यो आश्चर्यजनक होइन। तर यही आधारमा नै सरकारको आयुको बारेमा भविष्यवाणी गर्नु चाहिँ स्वाभाविक नहोला।
Mutual suspicion between the two parties has existed since the government's formation. Recently, disagreements over key appointments have escalated into distrust. It is concerning that two major parties, united by the agenda of political stability and good governance, are prioritizing their own continuity over addressing the concerns of the citizens.
And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, we have asked in several provinces, what do you have to say about the differing statements made by the leaders of the ruling party regarding the government? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
अहिलेको सत्ताले केही पनि काम नगर्दा भोलिको 84 मा हामी सकिन्छौं कि भन्ने डरले गर्दा विभिन्न प्रकारका मतान्तरहरू आइराखेका छन्।
विधि र पद्धतिले पार्टी नचलाएको परिणाम हो। आफू चर्चामा आउनका लागि के किन गर्दैछु भन्ने खालका चाहिँ नि अब व्यक्ति दिएर चाहिँ नि अब अहिले सामाजिक सञ्जालमा आउने उद्देश्य मात्रै हो।
कसले बढी कमाउने भन्नेमा होडबाजी चलेको। सरकारले पनि राम्रो काम नगर्दिएको कारणले गर्दा अलिकति विरोध गरेको।
सरकारमा जानलाई आफू तल्लीन रहने अवस्थालाई नै मध्यनजर गरेर उहाँहरूले यो किसिमको हल्ला फैलाइरहनु भएको छ।
सत्ता गठबन्धन यो एकग्रुपता छैन भन्ने बुझ्छु।
हुनुपर्छ भनेर जुन भनाइआइरहेछ त्यसलाई स्वाभाविक रूपमै लिनुपर्छ। आफ्नो स्वार्थ कसरी पूरा गर्ने भन्ने हिसाबले मात्रै नि यिनीहरूको भाषा पनि फरक हुन्छ, बोली पनि फरक हुन्छ र मानसिकता पनि फरक हुन्छ।
शक्तिशाली सरकारहरू पनि छिनभरमै गठबन्धनमा जाने र छिनभरमै फेरि त्यो गठबन्धन फेरिने जो प्रणाली र पद्धति र अभ्यास छ यसको आधारमा चाहिँ अब ढल्छ र भनिएको।
यो देशलाई सिद्ध्याउने, लुट्ने र आफू चाहिँ कुर्सीमा कसरी बस्ने त्यो मात्रै हो।
Following an agreement between the ruling Nepali Congress and CPN-UML leadership, the government has instructed acting Governor Neelam Dhungana to approve the resignation of Gunakar Bhatta. Although Bhatta submitted his resignation from the post of Executive Director of Nepal Rashtra Bank 9 days ago, Dhungana has yet to approve it. The post of governor has been vacant since March 25th and the appointment process has not moved forward. With 3 weeks having passed since the governorship became vacant and the government failing to make an appointment, Nepal Rashtra Bank was compelled to observe its 70th anniversary yesterday without a governor. Furthermore, the government has not yet been able to finalize the recommendation committee for the appointment of the new governor. The appointment process has been stalled since a member of the committee, former Governor Bijayanath Patrai, resigned after a month had passed without any progress. In the absence of a governor, Nepal Rashtra Bank celebrated its 70th anniversary in the presence of acting governor. During the event, employees of Nepal Rashtra Bank also voiced their opinion that the government should appoint a governor immediately.
आज यस उल्लासमय घडीमा हामी कामु गभर्नर ज्यूबाट प्रमुख व्यक्तित्वका साथ हामी कार्यक्रम सञ्चालन गरिराखेका छौं। यो उल्लासमय घडीमा हामी थोरै कर्मचारीको तर्फबाट दुखित हुनुपर्ने अवस्था रहेको छ, किनभने नेपाल सरकारले नेपाल राष्ट्र बैंक ऐन 2058 मा भएको कानुनी प्रावधानलाई पालना गरेर एक थान गभर्नर उपलब्ध गराउन सकेको छैन। कर्मचारीहरूको तर्फबाट म के आह्वान गर्न चाहन्छु नेपाल सरकारलाई भने शीघ्राति शीघ्र नेपाल राष्ट्र बैंकको संस्था प्रमुख गभर्नर नियुक्त गरेर पठाइयोस्।
संस्था प्रमुखको नियुक्ति प्रक्रियामा देखिएको विवाद नयाँ गभर्नर नियुक्ति प्रक्रियामा पेचिलो बन्दै गइरहेको हामीले महसुस गरेको छौं। गभर्नर नियुक्ति प्रक्रियामा देखिएको अनावश्यक राजनीतिक खिचातानी र ढिलासुस्तीले नेपाल राष्ट्र बैंक कहिले स्वायत्तता हुने, कहिलेसम्म बैंकले राजनीति हस्तक्षेप खेप्दै जाने, यही मञ्चबाट राजनीति नेतृत्वलाई भन्न चाहन्छु नेपाल राष्ट्र बैंकको स्वायत्ततामा आँच आउने काम नहोस्।
It had become public knowledge that the top leaders of the Nepali Congress and UML had agreed to appoint Gunakar Bhatta as governor, disregarding the recommendation committee formed under the leadership of Finance Minister Vishnu Paudel. Despite Bhatta, the executive director of Nepal Rashtra Bank, resigning from his position following assurances from these leaders, acting Governor Nilam Dhungana has not yet approved it. Experts suggest that Dhungana's withholding of Bhatta's resignation has complicated the entire governor appointment process.
सरकारले एउटा सुशासनको प्रत्याभूति दिनुपर्ने अवस्थामा गभर्नरको नियुक्ति महिनौदेखि हुन नसक्ने र बजारमा अन्य किसिमको हल्ला आउनु र गभर्नरको नियुक्ति यसरी गिजुलिएर जानु सुखद संकेत चाहिँ होइन। यसले सुशासनको त धज्जी उडाएको छ, तर अर्कोतिर मुलुकको समग्र अर्थतन्त्रलाई पनि यसले दिशानिर्देश गर्ने सन्दर्भमा यसले सकारात्मक सन्देश चाहिँ दिँदैन।
At a time when the nation is facing economic stagnation, political parties have turned the appointment of the governor into a subject of political maneuvering. It is time for our segment Public Polls, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what is your take on the central bank marking its anniversary without a governor? Option A, an embarrassment. Option B, incapable government. And option C, result of party politics. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. A petition for contempt of court has been filed in the Supreme Court against Nepali Congress General Secretary Gagan Thapa. Advocates Bishal Thapa, Anantaraj Luitel and Abhima Upreti filed the contempt petition against Thapa on Sunday. General Secretary Thapa had made a statement on Thursday with the implication that the Supreme Court was dealing with the case related to 52 constitutional appointments. During a dialogue program organized on the occasion of Democracy Day, he questioned the credibility of the court, stating that even as the terms of the office bearers of the commissions were about to expire, the case was not being decided but was being dealt with. Spokesperson for the Supreme Court, Achut Kuikil, informed that the hearing on the petition has been scheduled for Tuesday. A clash erupted between protesting teachers and the police in New Baneshwar when officers attempted to prevent the teachers from breaching the restricted area on the Bijuli Bazar New Baneshwar road. Protesters threw stone at the police, who responded by using water cannons to disperse the crowd. The Confederation of Nepalese Teachers reported that 60 teachers were injured in the clash and are receiving treatment at Civil Hospital, Everest Hospital and the Trauma Center, according to Confederation Chairperson Lakshmi Kishore Subedi.
धेरै जस्तो साथीहरु यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ, एभरेस्टमा हुनुहुन्छ 15-16 जना र अलि सख्त घाइते साथीहरुलाई ट्रमा सेन्टरमा लगाएको छ। हामीसँग अहिले लिस्ट भएको चाहिँ 60 जना साथीहरुको चाहिँ नाम लिस्ट हामीले टिपिया छ। काम भइरहेको थियो। आज चाहिँ घुसपैठ भएर पुरै शिक्षकमाथि चाहिँ ढुङ्गा अर्कोले हान्दिया छ र भिडलाई चाहिँ अलिकति चाहिँ उत्साहित बनाउने, आक्रामक बनाउने र शिक्षक साथीहरुलाई भिडाउने।
The teachers have been protesting in Kathmandu for 26 days since 2nd of April. While the Education Minister pledged to pass the agreed-upon issues through the Council of Ministers during talks with the Confederation of Nepalese Teachers on Saturday, the teachers remain unconvinced and have vowed to continue their protest until a decision is made. The agitation has also disrupted the Class 12 examinations, the admission campaign and school teaching. Despite the nationwide protest by resident doctors demanding subsistence allowance, both OPD and emergency services are running in most of the hospitals. Although services were affected on the first day, Friday, the protesting doctors stated that they resumed services respecting the patient's right to receive the treatment. The OPD of the provincial hospital in Janakpur Dham, where 14 resident doctors are working, was slightly affected on Friday, but it operated smoothly on Sunday. Likewise, doctors at RAPTI Academy of Health Sciences in Dang are protesting but still providing services.
Medical Association ले आफ्नो आन्दोलनलाई अलिकति केन्द्रित गरेको छ र त्यो केन्द्रितमा चाहिँ मेडिकल एसोसिएसनले किटान गरेको ठाउँहरुमा असर परेको छ। मेडिकल एसोसिएसनले अहिले किटान नगरेको ठाउँहरुमा चाहिँ सेवा सञ्चालन रहेको छ।
चिकित्सकको आन्दोलन पनि जारी राख्ने र आएका बिरामीलाई पनि सेवा दिने हाम्रो एउटा नीति जस्तै छ र सोही अनुसार हामीले यसबाट पनि आइसकेका बिरामीलाई हामीले अस्ति पनि शुक्रबार पनि फर्काएनौँ र आज पनि हाम्रो सेवा सुचारू नै छ। तर यसको मतलब यो होइन कि हामी आन्दोलनको विपक्षमा छौँ भन्ने होइन।
Meanwhile, the Nepal Medical Association Koshi province organized a rally in Biratnagar on Sunday, pressuring for the earliest possible fulfillment of the demands raised by resident doctors. Following the rally, the doctors also staged a sit-in protest in front of the CDO. The doctors have been protesting amidst the stance of private hospitals not to provide subsistence allowance to the resident doctors. The District Police Office of Parsa has submitted an investigation report to the District Public Prosecutor's Office against a total of 41 individuals and entities, including Rabi Lamichhane, for cooperative fraud and organized crime. This follows an investigation into complaints filed regarding the misappropriation of depositors' fund at the Sanopaila Savings and Credit Cooperative in Birganj. The police have been named 30 individuals, including Rabi Lamichhane, G.B. Rai and Chabilal Joshi, as well as 11 institutions and defendants. Superintendent of Police Gautam Mishra of Parsa stated that the investigation report submitted to the Public Prosecutor's Office includes charges of organized crime in addition to cooperative fraud, as the evidence suggests the involvement of such activities. The Investment Board has approved the organizational structure necessary for implementing the 5-year strategy and business plan. The 61st meeting of the Investment Board, convened after nearly 6 months and chaired by Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, approved the 5-year strategy. The strategy outlines targets including agreement signings for 42 projects, construction of up to 14 projects, operation of 11 projects, and approval of 92 private investment proposals. Of the 21 investment-related agenda items, only 1 was approved during the meeting. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.